Hey people, it's Friday, the 19th of December. Cheers, everybody. Almost Christmas. Cheers. Am I feeling Christmas yet? No. Do I wish for good cheer for people all the damn time? Christmas ain't no different. It's unfortunate to me, the fake good cheer shit that goes with Christmas is irritating. Is anything ever real? So that's my position. Coming on to say hello for the weekend. Some of you folks watch me and want to see me and say hello. Hello. Woke up this morning and I didn't get my mail until after dark last night. So I wake up and go out and look and see I got mail this morning, which is kind of frustrating because the day before, I heard from Rebecca saying that she had sent me something, and I go out and look in the front, and there's a package, but it's not even on the stoop. It's out in the yard. But then when I opened the package, I didn't even look at the address. I just, maybe foolishly assumed it was for me. And it's a mascara. Probably a miss delivery. At some point, I'll find it if it belongs to my neighbor's daughter. I'll say, hey, I think I got this. It's yours. But anyway, this morning, what brings it up is there's two packages in the mail this morning. Thank you, people. I just got them, so I haven't listened except a cursory quick listen to this one. And this comes from Jeff Waterman. I think you've bought from me before. The first thing I looked for on this actually was to see if Jeff Waterman was somehow involved with this. If you see this, Jeff, tell me why you sent this to me. My first impression is songwriter. It's a true ensemble of musicians. The music sounds like there could be some interesting changes in the songwriting, but it seems pretty straight ahead. Just nothing real unusual. So I'll be giving it a listen. Who is that? Is that somebody you know, Jeff, the person that sent this to me? If anything, it's like, why'd you send this to me? It's I'm not having a problem, but it's like, why'd you send that to me? Then I got something from Buck Gooder. Buck Gooder has sent me stuff before that I thought was all right. But Billy, the fella who is Buck Gooder apparently, wrote me a note and explained that he thought I might like this based on what I talked about recently regarding Biomechanoid by the guy from Brain Ticket. So this is synthetic piece of real wood by timed egg. The fuck? Synthetic piece of real wood by timed egg. Synthesizer improvisations. This is a new release, 2025. The other release came out in 2022. Haven't played this yet. Thanks for sending it, Billy. Based on what you're saying, this is probably going to be enjoyable. I'll check it out. I will. Thank you very much, folks. I love it. I do. Peace and cheers. So, right quick, I love this. I love this. Stripped down, hardly any drums on here. Other aspects of what was happening while the music was being made come to the forefront. I love this. This is great. Then I pulled my original copy to look at the difference, and it's like it's the K from the back cover, and then the C from the front here, and this is wonderful. That's another record that's worth more than one listen. Okay, I was talking to another collector at the last record show, Tommy Emmy, where he has really slowed down his buying. He's a record junkie, but he said, I'm I am getting rid of records that are one and done. You know, if I'm not going to be listening to it multiple times, it goes. That makes sense to me, but I have a lot of records that I keep for reasons beyond that. There are some records that are going to go, like I said, I've discovered another one. I can't remember what it was, but there's something else from the collection that's like, this is done. I don't even have a reason to hang on to this. And other listening, besides working, I'm just going to repeat what I've been saying. I'm working on learning how to operate my studio better. Taking the time to, well, what is this? What is this? What is this limiter? What is this? What is this compressor? What does this pitch shifter do? Just going through all these things and learning. That's a lot of what's going on right now. But something led to me taking a break and playing most of this yesterday. Gila, German krautrock. They call it krautrock. It's just rock. It's space rock. I have their other album, "Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee," which I just love. This doesn't sound like that album. You can hardly tell it's the same band. This starts off almost typical of the time, jamming out, guitar, bass, and drums, just jamming out. But then you notice the intermittent sound effects, field recordings that come in. And even though babies crying is not unusual, it's very effective on this. It always stops me and catches me, and I don't know why, Sometimes when babies cry, it can be annoying. Other times it just tugs at your heartstrings. It's like, oh, what is wrong with that child? What is it? And that's what this cry sounds like. You ever notice that about some babies, like they're crying and you don't know why? It could be a number of things, like the body, is adjusting to just being born and operating. There's other times when I've thought to myself, this baby sounds like it's crying as though it's in despair. Like it's like, I don't want to be here. I know, no, this isn't what I wanted. I've experienced that a couple times. Actually more than a couple times. It's like, man, that is a painful cry. That is a deep, painful cry. Probably just human nature, but I'm curious about stuff like this. So, for example, a couple things. So I see the trailer for the new Steven Spielberg movie that's coming out next year called Disclosure Day. I find it interesting. Several things I find interesting about the whole alien UFO situation, which is it's not a belief. I take for granted that we are not the only living creatures in existence. It also makes sense to me that because we can't see beyond ourselves really, we have this assumption that we're the most important thing and that we're the only ones. I doubt that's the case totally. And so what I'm saying is, it would not surprise me that we're about to find out that other entities and life forms have been here on the planet along with us all this time, there's a whole nother body of life forms, intelligent ones, that are interacting or part of this scheme of the earth, but we average people just don't know, and I guess we don't need to know. But I find it curious, not curious, but so typical of America that they're going to use the entertainment industry to disseminate information. It's like they have to make a movie to try to tell us things. Government and people who have power are so concerned about appearing to be in control and having things under control that they don't want information to come out that they think can cause panic or cause people to doubt um, um, authority figures. But I find it interesting that indeed it could be a situation where a lot of the scenarios that we see in the movies are just trying to tell us about what's going on, that we are just so we're like ants to the larger picture of reality. We don't matter. We think we're the bee's knees, and so we should know everything. But to other civilizations and other life forms, we could be nothing but dust and ants, and so we don't need to know that. We're of no significance to them. I find it interesting, though, that that's how this is being handled through Hollywood, through the media. It's like there is something that something going on, and we're not being told. I guess we don't have to be told. I don't know. Um, the other thing that I'm following is, and I find it very frustrating that we're at the point now with AI that deep fakes, people are um, uploading deep fakes of people talking, and it's just, obfuscating, or just it's fucking the landscape up. Thankfully, Michio Kaku, not Michio Kaku, but Dr. Avi Loeb recently addressed that, where they got rid of some channels where they were deep faking him talking about Three Eye Atlas, which I think is really unfortunate that we have people on this planet talking about things happening out in space like they know what's going on. They don't know what's going on, obscuring the and clouding the picture with disinformation. I hate that that's a big part of what's happening in today's world, that we can't get a straight answer, and we have what they call bad actors who are using technology to just make things worse. Why does it have to be like this? Why is there so many people who take the low road? But it just seems to be the way it is. But the Three Eye Atlas, supposedly today it's supposed to be the closest that it comes that we can get, see what's going on there. I think it's very interesting. I don't use the word belief when it comes to these things. I can believe anything, but what I'd like is more information. So what I say is, it wouldn't surprise me to find out that we're not alone and haven't been forever, and that we're far from being the highest in the food chain of creatures that have been that exist. The other thing is, supposedly we're supposed to be getting some more release of Epstein stuff today. It's beyond it's beyond insane now that there is all this information about shenanigans going on for decades regarding child sex trafficking and all sorts of other nasty stuff, that if it were anyone else, this would have been all over with. And because of the deep corruption, racism, that's a big part of it, is racism. That this scumbag who's in the president, every trick in the book they can find to keep him in office when it's obvious he's such an un unqualified and wholly unsavory character, and he's hogging the airwaves. Can't escape his ugly face in the media, and this and will probably just never. That frustrates me the most personally. That I can see where Donald Trump will never be held accountable, and he'll probably die before he'll never see a day in jail, which it would do the world good to see, especially him, so high profile. It would do the world good to see him face some fire. It would. That's what's on my mind this morning. I'm gonna stop there. Have a great weekend. Always thinking about you folks, family thinking about you. All that weather out there in the Pacific Northwest. It's always something. Take care, people. Talk to me.